Alright, let's get this shit done. I'm pretty sure I'm aware of like every digital hardcore group in existence. Maybe that's not true, but like I feel like I've got my little niche of electronic punk shit, and I feel like I'm more aware of these bands than most people, and they deserve more fucking clout than they have. So I'm just gonna talk about a couple of them now. Um, First off is Kate Moss with $2. I don't know if this band actually exists anymore because I don't think they've put out any music since 2016. But I've seen them like videos of them touring after that, so who knows? I found out about these guys because they opened for another band called Horror, spelled HO9909, which, to be honest, I used to be much more like their first album EP thing. I think it's an album was pretty good, and then they released a follow up on a label, and that wasn't so good. It was like a little more sanitized, a lot of Orange Man Bad type shit. Like, eh, I feel like their political message could have been a little more nuanced. Is basically what I'm saying. It's their second. And anyway, this isn't what I'm talking about. They typical label dumbing down a band's more hardcore noisy sound. It's not nothing new. Anyway, but these guys opened for them at one point. Kate Moss. It's not focusing for some reason, but there you go. If you can see that. And they're fucking sick. Oops, didn't mean to do that. They've got a much more hardcore industrial shit going on here. Like they ain't turning their sound down for no one. You get it. It's pretty sick. It's pretty fucking sick. Yeah, would recommend checking them out. But yeah, they only have like one album out, but it's good. Okay, next up is some old school shit. This is Lolita Storm. They were one of the like kind of early, like they're like a '90s electronic hardcore band. Slightly after Atari Teenage Riot, but it's like a girl punk band, whatever it's called. I forgot what the genre is called. Riot Girl, whatever. Three female people shouting about feminism and shit. It's fucking sick. Lots of arm and breaks. A lot of arm and breaks. Every song on this album, Girls Fucking Shout is a banger. If I have one complaint, it's that the album is mixed really fucking poorly. So there's that, which is kind of to be expected from this era of electronic hardcore. But I feel like it's in desperate need of a re-release. Like if you handed me the stems, I could probably give this a better shot than how it's mixed on the official release. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's mixed really badly, but I think that's kind of the punkiness of it. Either way, would recommend checking it out just for a little bit of history. They never blew up as hard as they should have. Look, only like 4,000 views, but they're fucking sick. I want to see if I can find. They got this really good song. I don't know if I don't. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. But I'll try. Oh, this is it. Hey, there you go. All their songs are really short as well. When you got out light, baby, you make me hard. When you got out light, baby, fucking sick song. really got that Amen break in there. It's fucking flames. It's arguably more punk than Atari Teenage Riot, because it sounds like it sounds shit in a punk. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, next up, this band, Black Dresses, who apparently, I didn't even realize, but they're apparently like blowing up now. They didn't have this many shit when I last checked on them, which is interesting. So there you have it. Obviously, just look at the aesthetic of this page and tell me that this doesn't seem like something I would like. Well, turns out it's not really something I would like. It's kind of, I'm struggling to get into them. I feel like they're not as good as they seem to be doing. But they're pretty good. They're worth checking out if you like this sort of post-death grips core digital hardcore shit. It's very industrial. I feel like it's a little corny though.
Obsessed. That girl's fucked in the head. She's so messed up. She's so much. She's such a scary slut. I hear the shit she's seen. You would not believe she looks like death. Fucked in the head. I want to be her friend. That bitch is recognized. Bitches recognize each other.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I recommend checking it out in case you like it more than me. I think this is the best song on the album. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not like I'd say it's bad. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just jealous. Maybe I'm just jealous of their success. Anyway, now onto some fucking real shit. What is this about? Tell me what this 600 views is about. I pressed stop by accident. Need more views than this, fucking idiots. This album's so sick. EP, whatever, fuck off. Anyway, this first song bangs. Black Hand Path. Anyway, that's sick. I would recommend checking them out. I feel like Death Grips comparisons are obviously gonna happen. Personally, I would liken them more to Blackie, which I guess I should talk about as well, because Blackie also deserves fucking more credit than he gets by a long shot. This fucking LP, the Spread Love EP LP, this shit is so ahead of its time. This came out in 2009. Just understand this. Shit's too fucking good. War Child, this song is banged so hard. I don't care about
America, nigga. It kills it's you. It's all right. It's all.
I love this fucking guy. Honestly, Blackie All Caps with Spaces. Guy kills it. Would recommend checking out. Anyway, getting off topic. Let's get to the final band, which would be Girl Pusher. They're I think they're touring with Machine Girl right now, which is probably why. But again, they need way more shit than they get. Like they don't. Maybe they're more popular on Bandcamp. They probably are. It's that sort of band. But they're pretty fucking sick. In my that band that I was talking about before, Black Dresses, the one that I couldn't get into. I feel like this is like a better version of that, Girl Pusher. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I don't like Black Dresses. I'm just like, I feel like maybe there's something I'm missing, or there's some meta element I'm not getting. Because a lot of people seem to really like them. But it's like I think it's like something to do with the whole like industrial scene that I just don't really get. Because I mean, I know I go into like the early industrial, like fucking, Throbbing Gristle and that, but I can't really get into the sort of later industrial stuff. It seems very cheesy to me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just me. Maybe it's just a problem with my attitude towards it. I'm kind of, the culture's kind of lost on me. It seems very corny, like fake. I guess like if you're part of the scene, if you're in the scene, that's kind of part of the appeal. Like it's a bit campy and that, but to me, it's just kind of feels surface level. Anyway, this band is fucking sick. Girl Pusher, would recommend them if you like anything in life. If you like open the fucking YouTube, YouTube's way more buggy than people give it credit for. This song doesn't get started until like 15. There you go. It's so simple, like it's just an arpeggiator and drums, which makes me think I'm overproducing my own shit, but I guess I'm going for a different crowd. Not really. I mean, like, there's maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, there's some fucking sick shit. Would recommend checking out all those motherfuckers. They're all good. I'm not sure what else there is to say. Especially would recommend checking out Blackie All Caps with Spaces. I think he's way more influential than people give him credit for, or maybe like just ahead of his time. Like, but whatever this new wave of like hip hop, noise punk, cyberpunk shit that Death Grips is generally credited for popularizing. And I'm not taking any credit away from Death Grips. They definitely did a lot for the sound and for the culture. But, and also Dalek or Dalek, however you pronounce it, was pretty early. But I think Dalek's a little further this year. I don't remember when this came out. Does it tell me? Does it tell me when this came out? Look, there you go. Blackie, Dalek, and Techno Animal are all Death Grips before Death Grips. See, this is like the proto Death Grips core kind of shit. It's like how before there was grunge, there was like bands like the Pixies that were very close to being grunge, but like not quite there, and it took Nirvana to really like make the sound what it is, and then everything came after it. That's what this kind of genre is that we're all participating in now, except we're now like post Nevermind in this Nirvana comparison. Like the scene, yeah, exists, but it's probably not. I don't know how long it's gonna last in its current state, and hopefully we don't get like a post grunge thing. But that's that's how culture works now. With the internet though, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, the like Dalek and Blackie I think are the most important. Techno Animal's good, but I don't like him that much, as much as the other two. Especially Blackie's the best, I think. All caps with spaces. Don't forget that, all caps with spaces. There you go. If you like Death Grips, I would recommend checking out Dalek and Blackie if you haven't already. Also, oh yeah, here's the thing to put at the end of my video. You may know, if you've done your research about Death Grips, that MC Ride was in a band called Fire before with his brother and another guy. Let's see if I can find it. I think this is them. Yeah, I think like a lot of people know that he was in this band, but I don't know if many people know that they have like 6 albums and all of them are on Bandcamp. Why won't it let me go to their album music page? Oh, here it is. This is how you do it. Yeah, they have like. Look at this. Look at this. They got albums. They're all on Bandcamp. You can listen to all of them, and they're all like. I mean, they've got a very particular sound. It's nothing like. I mean, it's a little, you could maybe see that it's like Death Grips, but they're quite. They're very lo-fi. So if you ever wanted to hear Ride from 1999, listen to all of these albums. Well, this one's from 1998. So there you go. And I mean, they got an interesting vibe. It's very psychedelic. It's very psychedelic. It's a little bit proto vaporwavy, a little bit Dean Blunty, I would say, but yeah, I don't know why no one talks about this. I mean, they have so much shit, and like you can listen to all of it, and no one talks about it. Look, like this has like very few like buyers, I guess is what it's called. And look, 19 tracks. Like none of these albums are short.
12. Rider cruising out, controlling slot confusion like blowing mystic zoning through the gates. Rolling wild like mistakes, manipulate another vicious track to waste the enemy without a trace. Everything is down to blaze to the hip, in your face, rubber pill, blazing fields, flashing hard all the time.
Like a lot of people know that one song by them. I don't remember which album it's on. But Into the Void because I'm annoyed. Into the Void because I'm paranoid. That one. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, this is it. There he is.
Attempts to test my status will leave you feeling down to
Maybe this isn't it. It's Mexoplex. That was a sick name, Mexoplex. see if I can find it. Ah, yeah, Civic Duties. This is the one I'm thinking of.
Into the void, because I'm annoyed, because I'm annoyed, because I'm the void, because I'm annoyed. Into the nothing, into the beyond, transmitting live from how far I've gone. Endless echoes ricochet off the canyon, balls in my skull, becoming the vacuum.
Yeah, that's like the. It's like a very common. That's like probably the most well-known one. But all their albums are on Bandcamp. No one listens to them. Anyway, that was a long tangent. Go listen to good music, and if you don't want to do that, then you should make good music instead, or else your life is worthless. You know those stupid filters that a lot of people use? Not talking about Instagram filters. I'm talking about this. You know, this sort of shit, right? I'm guilty of this too. I have certainly done this in the past. A lot of people do it. It's not uncommon. It's a common technique. You may have noticed, even though my videos are now mostly edited compilations of smaller videos, where I would have the chance to do something like that, I've stopped doing it. Because I've decided it's a crutch for poor shot composition and poor. Fuck! I just spilled some water. Oh dear. Anyway, it's mostly a crutch for poor shot composition and color design. Now, color design in a set is, and with proper lighting equipment, is a very different beast from color design here. If I was on a film set, you know, I could have some nice lights with gels and shit. I could specify the color of each object. For example, my room has a general blue theme. If you hadn't noticed, we got the blue wall over there, mirrored with the blue here with the curtains. Even my duvet is blue. I'm not sure how this came about, but it just sort of happened. In fact, this wall is blue because the blue and the copper of this mirror go really well together. I didn't even think about how my curtains and blind is also blue. In fact, these curtains I've had since I was born. They're incredibly old. And the duvet is just a coincidence. I have other duvets that aren't blue. And then the light's red, and this light's also red, which kind of ruins everything. But there you go. I don't even like blue that much. But I wanted this wall to. I want this wall to be grey, or like a grey, more grey blue. But I'm not sure. I'm thinking about changing it, but I'm not sure. Either way, off topic. In a film set, I could specify the colours. The set would match the mood, and I would have like a proper. It would be well framed, right? In fact, I can show an example of one of my videos where I did this well, where I actually put thought into it, because it was a video I worked on for a while. Hold on a minute. Go to find my channel. Easiest way to do that is go for my subscriptions, because I'm subscribed to myself. Perfect. Sorry about this. You know, I need to make an essential. No, backwards. No, thank you. Playlist. This is good shot composition. This is the best shot in any of my videos, I believe. Because look, there's this bit. You have the rule of thirds type shit going on here, right? We got the me in the foreground, background over there. It's all good. It's well framed, because then when I walk over here, you get this funny. I point my arm in a funny way, like that, and then I walk over there. Then you get this cool sense of depth, because you see me walking all the way to one corner of the frame and then walking all the way back to the other corner of the frame. This is good framing. it's quite rare in my videos because they're just shot on my phone in my house mostly. And obviously this isn't super impressive. It's just putting putting minimum amount of thought into framing, which I, probably should be doing anyway. But if I put a filter over this, it would ruin the shot. It would ruin it because there's no subtlety in that sort of thing. I did use a filter later on in this video over here. But it's not really a filter, it's more of just an extreme color grade. But that was to signify a different character. You see, this is the man with the glasses. Let me show you what he's like. Let me just get in character. Aw, howdy there, folks. It's me, the man with the glasses. And I'm a wacky, crazy dude, and I'm signified by this color scheme. And the fact that I wear glasses, I come from Texas, you know what it is. I don't give a fuck about a bitch. And there you go. So that's why that is used. But I'm not really happy with it. Yeah, this video is good. If people don't have people care about this video. Like, the first half of it is shit, but it gets good around, so, this bit's good. Basically from here, from the death grips to, the end is basically good, except this big section in the middle where I'm just walking around my room. I need to work on that. But that's what I'm saying. It's all a crutch. Those colors shit is just a crutch for bad visual design. It's a cheap way of adding visual interest to a shot that's boring. So instead of doing that, just make interesting shots. As not like I'm doing right now. But look, I can make this shot interesting. Whoa, look how interesting that is. You got the center line dividing the frame. On a third of the frame is cut off by this laptop, where you can see a vague reflection of me. Then the other half of the frame is occupied by mostly white. Very interesting. Not really. Yeah. You can do good framing in a YouTube video. You can just be slightly more interesting about it. It's very rare for YouTubers to do this. I'm struggling to think of any examples, to be honest. Let me think. What's a YouTuber that puts some actual thought into their framing and stuff? I think ContraPoints probably does, but ContraPoints also uses really extreme set design and lighting design, so in general, she doesn't really need to put so much thought into the framing. What else? Endless Jest doesn't have much, his videos are well written, but they're not well directed, in my opinion. The directing is there's some exceptions. But holy shit. Did you know that this beer was directed by Hideaki Anno, famed anime director of Neon Genesis Evangelion? Wow. I just finished Grand Budapest Hotel. I'm kind of putting off watching this for a while because I didn't really know what sort of film it was. I don't know what I expected, but whoa. Oh, that's very interesting. Hey, do you want to see something cool? See that light you can see in the reflection? I can't see that with my eyes. That is infrared. That is the infrared laser that this camera on my phone uses to focus. But cameras can pick up slightly in the infrared range, just slightly, but this must be a very slight infrared light, which it uses to, what it does, it shines the light and then it calculates how long it takes to bounce back. Very interesting, very cool. Anyway, Grand Budapest Hotel, fucking amazingly directed film. I don't want to watch Big Mouth. Go away, Big Mouth. I'm just gonna open this page so that there's something to stare at. You will notice that it animates, and you will also notice that one frame is slightly is like slightly moved, and it's gonna piss you off as soon as you notice that. Anyway, Grand Budapest Hotel, maybe my favorite directed movie ever. It's got literally everything I like. You may not know this about me, but for a while I was studying film at college. Not anymore. I dropped out. I realized it wasn't what I wanted to do, but for a while I was. And I fancied myself a bit of a filmmaker, and I made a few shorts. And all my shorts were directed in a very Wes Anderson-y style, even though I'd never seen a all I'd seen was Royal Tenenbaums. I didn't really know that I was doing it in a Wes Anderson style. Basically, I just had I really liked the sort of flat shots that he would do, where everything is straight on, and then he like will turn 90 degrees if he needs to. And this film was even more like that than most of his stuff, which was great. Obviously, the set design in this film is fucking incredible. Some of the best set design I've seen, maybe. It's up there with some of the better set design. But the directing, the color was just always on point. Like just the entire palette of the film was just on point. But something that was also really great, you may have noticed by now that I really like the sort of 4:3 aspect ratio with like the black bars on the side, and a lot of this film is in that aspect ratio, which is just, oh man, after my own heart. Really, there's no way I couldn't like that. So maybe my favorite direction in a film, maybe not, but it's probably up there. Very good. Um, Speaking of Royal Tenenbaums, actually, you know what? I don't think I'll get into that right now. I think I'll just leave it at that. If you haven't seen the Grand Budapest Hotel, I would recommend it. This is I have a Netflix subscription that my mum pays for. Well, rather, my mum has Netflix, and I figure I may as well use it since I'm not paying for it. So I may as well attempt to watch everything good on Netflix, and I've heard that's good, so I watched it. I'm running out of good things though. I don't know what else to watch. I feel like I've seen most of the good stuff. I kind of want to watch I don't even know. Oh, I've heard this is really good. Roma. I've heard that's a really good film. I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow. Um, I've seen all of these. I haven't seen this. What's Endgame? Never even heard of this. It's a documentary about death. Interesting. Um, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen Fargo either. I'm not interested in The Social Network. I'm not interested in The Revenant either. I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, but I don't really like war films that much. What's this? I've never even heard of this. Icarus. Cycling whistleblower is it a documentary about that guy? Don't really care. 13th. Oh, this is gonna be a slavery thing, isn't it? The Hurt Locker. I've heard of this film. I haven't seen it. Maybe that's good. I don't know. Oh, I've heard that this is good. I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club. Okay, is it about AIDS or something? Okay, now we're getting into the stuff I haven't seen. I haven't seen A Fish Called Wanda. I haven't seen Platoon. I haven't seen Annie Hall. I haven't seen We never even heard of Network. I haven't seen Fences. I haven't seen The White Helmets, but I don't want to see The White Helmets. I just don't. Never heard of this. 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 Never heard of Jack. Oh, I've heard of Jack. I've heard of Jackie. I haven't seen it though. I've heard of Thelma and Louise. I haven't seen any of those, and I've heard of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I heard that's good actually. Isn't it? Coen Brothers. I should check it out. Right. Well, I'll put that. There's a my list function, right? Yeah. What else was the thing I wanted to put on this one, right? Voma. Awesome. Oh god, Netflix is just a terribly designed website, I'm sorry. I can't recommend this enough. I keep wanting to rewatch it. Also, Bandersnatch was pretty good. Nightcrawler was a good movie. Well, what's it telling me to watch? I'm not gonna watch Bird Box, okay? I'm not gonna watch Bird Box. What's going on here? Eh? Why am I doing this? Why am I watching Netflix shows? Eh? What's this about? Tell me something good. There must be some good shit on Netflix. Every time I'm like, what's the point? I guess the point of Netflix now is the originals, right? Because every time I want to watch, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to watch this movie now. I look it up. It's never on Netflix. So, I guess the point of Netflix is no longer. It's like it used to be that, but it's not that anymore. It keeps telling me to watch this. I don't feel at home in this world anymore. But this looks like some real Tumblr ass shit. Not Tumblr ass shit. Like teenager ass shit. Sense8. What's this? LGBTQ and hockey. Do you know what it means to be reborn? What the fuck is this about? I don't give a shit about that. Go away. But the thing is, the trailers on Netflix are always so bad. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Wait, what? I didn't realize Wallace and Gromit was from the 1980s. Shit. This is a fucking great film. I gotta tell you. Grand Day Out, mate. That's my shit. I must have seen that film a fucking million times as a kid. I'm sure I've seen it like at least 30 times. At least. The real Ghostbusters. What's this? Oh, is this the Ghostbusters animated? Wait, Danger Mouse is on here. Fucking sick. I've seen a lot of Danger Mouse as well. Jeopardy, Full House, Kane. This is interesting. I didn't even realize these things were here. Blackadder's on here. I need to watch Blackadder. American Tail. Annie Moon. What is this? Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong is not that funny. I can't lie to you. Because you liked Kill Bill Volume 1. What? Because you liked Kill Bill Volume 1, you should watch Scary Movie. That's a weird recommendation. That's weird. You should watch R.I.P.D. There's a little bit of a weird, not sure these two films are on the same level there. Not quite sure about that. Interesting. Let me like this. Anyway, what am I even fucking doing here? I know, I'm just asking you to tell me stuff to watch on Netflix. Please. Because I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Hey man. Ooh, hey man. Not so sure about this video. Not so sure about. A little bit of dodgy logic going on here. No, nothing personal, kid. Just a little bit of questionable logic going on here. A lot of self-conflicting statements. Is that the word I'm looking for? Probably not. Let's start with this bit. So essentially what he's gonna say is that hedonism is illogical, but this is the argument he gives.
A few excuses like, I'm doing this to enjoy myself within the meaninglessness, but that's only mere hedonism. It's not a logical reason to keep going on something. It's only an emotional reason.
So, this is where I'm confused, because surely, let's break this down to its bare minimum. Okay, perform action, get reward. The logical conclusion is to continue to perform that action so that you will continue to get that reward. Therefore, hedonism is logical, not emotional, because emotions can make you feel good, and feeling good, I know this is incredibly basic thing to say, but feeling good feels good, and therefore you would be logical in trying to replicate that feeling. Emotions can be a outcome of a logical decision, and it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to have no emotions as a human being. Is that a good or bad thing? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can, maybe if you can't directly control your emotions themselves, you can control actions that you take which produce the emotions. You can control the behaviors which lead to the emotions. And if a certain behavior leads to a pleasant feeling, a pleasant emotion, then it's logical to try and replicate that behavior. This is why hedonism is a logical thing to do, right? Now, of course, the argument could be made that hedonism is bad because of like the long-term negative effects. And you could go that route. You could say that. But this is not the point that he makes. And in fact, I have my counter arguments to that as well. Like, it's all personal choice. There's nothing objectively wrong about hedonism, because if you choose to benefit, like knowing that you could die any day, why wait for the long-term effects to, like, why bother with long-term effects when the chances are you're gonna get run over by a car tomorrow? That sort of thing. Now, that might not be the best argument. That might not be the best argument on my half, but I think it's better than hedonism is an purely emotional thing, because something can still be logical while also, like, emotions and logic are not entirely disconnected. They live both within our brain. That separating those two things is a sort of dualism that we've decided, but is not necessarily based in reality. So I don't want to listen to the entire video, but later on he says something about
To be smiling because this.
Oh, okay. Essentially, the point of this video, correct me if I get it wrong, but from what I understand, the point of this video is that he's been wondering why are people so worried about dying with a legacy when you're dead you won't care about your legacy, and that rather than that you should try and have an honorable death. Now, of course, completely overlooks the fact that honor is entirely subjective and doesn't really, exist outside of whatever you decide it means. If I decide that an honorable death is a death by cocaine overdose, then who are you to tell me that's wrong, which is maybe fits in with the point he's making, that you should decide how you want, like, the point is that you die doing something that you're proud of, which is fine, but isn't that the same thing, the same reason for leaving a legacy? Like, the idea of a legacy is to, in some sense, continue to live on after you die. And because of that, because you're aware that you would live on after you die, that gives you... it's hard to put into words. From what I understand of this, of what Outlaw's saying here, it's that there's no point in planning things for after you're dead, because you won't care about them because you'll be dead. However, you also won't care about honor in that sense because you'll be dead. I kind of don't understand this. It seems like a self-contradicting statement to say that you should not care about legacy, but you should care about honor, because they seem to be very linked. In fact, in some senses, they can be the same thing. If you decide that an honorable death is one where you've left behind some sort of artistic or creative or, I don't know, any other sort of legacy, then they are literally the same thing, since it's all just something you make up in your brain. So you've got me a little bit confused here. You got me a little bit confused with the point of your video. And I'm seeing a lot of logical leaps, and where they maybe don't make much sense, especially that thing at the beginning about hedonism and being illogical, because, as I just stated, there is there's a very, very logical reason for hedonism. Dopamine feels nice. That is logic. There's an incredibly basic logic that X thing feels nice, therefore I will continue to do X thing. The separation between emotion and logic is something that we've sort of come up with as a very basic explanation for how the brain works, but in reality there's no like, there's the whole thing about left brain and right brain. That doesn't actually exist. Like, that's a made up metaphor for thinking about the duality of man, which is just like a Christian concept that doesn't really exist in most cultures outside of the Christian world. So I feel like there's a lot of false presumptions with which you have made your argument here. In reality, so clearly this is a sort of attempt to overcome nihilism. There's a nihilism that we're all gonna die, and the obvious thing is that both the dying with a legacy. I'm gonna move over to my bed now because my phone is almost out of charge. Dying with a legacy is like a basic cure for nihilism. Not really a cure, but like an excuse for I don't know how to put this in words, but yeah, I think you understand what I'm saying, right? If you can give yourself a meaning, then nihilism is ended, because most people see nihilism as a bad thing, including Nietzsche. So who am I to argue with that guy? Who am I to argue with that guy? But yeah, isn't honor just exactly like the concept of honor is once again just something we tell ourselves in order to give life meaning? This isn't a criticism of either of those concepts, by the way. There's nothing wrong with wanting to die with a legacy or wanting to die with honor. Those two things are completely acceptable. If something gives your life meaning, who am I to tell you that you're not allowed to think that because I disagree? I don't really. It doesn't affect me if you want to think that way, but I do think the logic is flawed here, because it seems like a presupposition that this way of thinking is the correct way of thinking, and I think that's a little, what's the word? It's a little bit it's based on the assumption that you are correct about everything, whereas really you should assume that you're wrong about everything and be trying to prove yourself wrong at any corner. That's how you really, it's the basis of critical thinking, right? You come up with an idea and you try and prove it wrong. You should be trying to prove yourself wrong at every single point, because that's how you find out if you're correct or not. This is how science works. This is how the scientific method is. You come up with a hypothesis and then you try and prove the hypothesis wrong. And if you can't prove it wrong, then it must be right. That's how science works. Everyone's constantly trying to prove everyone else wrong. This is how we progress with critical thought. You should be doing it with yourself as well. And when you make the assumption that your way of thinking is correct, then you're not going to be critical of your own ideology, and therefore you're not going to grow as a person. And now for something actually of value. Look at this link. I want you to pay attention to this link. lib.ru/Gibson/neuromancer.txt. Here you can read all of Neuromancer in plain text. It's just a one singular scrolling page with all of Neuromancer on it. You can read the whole thing here for free. Look, I just saw a title. Oh, whatever. There you go. You can read the entire thing. If you can read really fast, you can read it just right now. Hold on. There you go. In fact, what else is there to say? Just go read Neuromancer. If you haven't read Neuromancer, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Also, if you have read Neuromancer, the BBC radio play. Oh yeah, I'm getting really into moss. I'm gonna buy some moss tomorrow. This is off topic, but moss. Don't worry, you'll understand soon. I can tell you very soon. You will know me as that guy who's always talking about moss. Yeah, I've been looking at look at all those purple links that have been clicked by me because I've been looking at Moss. They're fucking sick, man. Mosses are fucking sick. They're so cool. This is like the nerdiest thing I've ever said. Mosses, they're so fucking cool. Oops. Hold on a minute. I was about to type something in. What was it? Ah, yes. Look at this. Look at this. Neuromancer audiobook. It's not the audiobook that I want though. It's the... Aha, there it is. This is all on YouTube for the entire thing, for free. The BBC radio drama version of Neuromancer. I would recommend listening to this after you've read the book, because it skips, like, it cuts out some stuff from the book, but it is a really good dramatization, and I would highly recommend it if you like Neuromancer and William Gibson. Right, it's time to talk about the actual best series on YouTube. You know, I know a few people who follow me are big fans of the Horseshoe Saga, including me. I'm a big fan of the Horseshoe Saga. It's pretty good, but Talking Stalkings is actually the best series on YouTube. I would highly recommend watching. Oh, whoops! I've just realized that this playlist starts with episode 4. I wanted to start with episode 1. Wait, this playlist is all out of order. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on here?